What's up, guys? It's John. Here's still moving some dirt in our retention pond project, or grading project, whatever you want to call it. I think last video we did, we were kind of dressing up this side over here. It's kind of hodgepodge video, sorry about that, but it is what it is. But we got that pipe in, we got the box set, and then I got the inside and outside of the pond dam shaped off. And while I was filming that, Tom and Wyatt were actually over here. My son Wyatt were working on getting this this corner hogged out right here. So we've got to be getting close in this, probably 70 something loads have come out of this end right here. It just keeps coming. So what we've been doing is we're getting very close as far as on grade and all that kind of stuff, but we don't want to, I kind of have like a little ramp and a little bench right there made. I don't want to move that out until all this is pretty much done at the bottom. Then it's really hard to get all the material out, you know, we got to get it out of here. So we went through and put grade stakes up around and, you know, cut and all that kind of stuff. But this is my brother's instrument that we've been using as far as checking grades, so we can check. It has GPS. I don't really know how it all works, honestly. I have no idea. I just click the button and it tells us if we need to go up or down, but we can see the plan as far as the whole thing that's here. So it works great. But no, we don't have any GPS on our machines, and probably not getting any because it's really expensive. But so just gonna start cleaning up a little bit of this. The bottom of the pond for the most part is pretty much done. Got a little bit of stuff to clean up here, and then we'll end up pulling that ramp up out of there. It's been working pretty good. So I've been on the machine, and then Tom kind of goes through and checks everything just like you would with a laser. And you know, he says go up or down or whatever it might be. How we doing, Tom?
Good.
Glad it's Friday?
Yeah.
Oh man. All right, so we're gonna kind of clean up this edge right here and a little bit in the bottom with the 450 dozer. this dude. Look at him. Just hanging out right here. Come down off the boom. Whoa. Oh, I'm out of here. All right, so we got that pretty close. I need to take, with the 850, 1 or 2 swipes right there, then 1 or 2 on this side. Wyatt just showed up, so he's gonna help us out. He's gonna smooth out some stuff up there at the skid steer so we can start putting topsoil over that edge. Get this leveled out here real quick. I was just kind of reaching over that edge and getting that little bit of crumbs down there. Tom, we're just talking about this job out at the, we went from raining every other day, so we haven't had rain in. Yeah, that's fine. We went from just rain every other day for weeks on end, and it seemed like now nothing. It's hot, it's dry, it's dusty, nasty. Like, thankfully we're not building pads yet, because otherwise it would be I don't know where our moisture content would be as far as for compaction. This is still good. We could use this obviously, but I don't think we're to that point yet where we have to start adding water to anything if we're building pads. But yeah, I was gonna touch on the GPS. So a couple things, you know, I would love GPS on a machine. I think that would be really cool on an excavator or a dozer, either one, you know. I definitely see the benefit of having it, but at the same time, like, it costs a lot of money, and for us to get it set up on a dozer or excavator or something like that, like, this machine would not be, I don't know that enough about it, but I've looked into them some GPS systems, but I think I've heard anywhere it could cost up to $30,000 to put on like an aftermarket, like on this machine here. Like, is that worth it? Probably not for this machine. Like, I would probably be better off buying a new machine that already had it on it or something like that, or newer. But we are pretty much like, this is the last of like the really hard part, I would say, the technical stuff, you know. And once we get into building the pads, it's like basic cut and fill. It's nothing technical, you know. There's boxes and stuff like that we have to grade to, but I mean, most of that is easy peasy compared to these ponds. I think these ponds are the hardest things on the site. I hope they are. We're kind of getting them out of the way, but well, you have to get them out. You have to do it first. But yeah, I mean, most of the rest of everything else is cut and fill to a point, but you know, there's a bunch of pipe delay and stuff like that, so we got to figure out. We do have like the magnetic stuff that goes on, put on your boom, and just hook to your laser. Alright, you good? And those work really good. You know, those, you know, you can get it close with that and then come back through with like this other instrument and just double check everything and fine tune it from there. But if you're just hogging out a bunch of dirt, pushing, you know, getting it within an inch or two, those other ones work really good, the magnetic booms and stuff, but wouldn't really work on, it's like a magnetic pole. You clamp onto it, and then it's got an indicator, which shows, you know, your cut if you need to go up or down, and it's just run off a laser. You know, I probably could have set it up to do the bottom of the pond here, but the other thing works pretty good because we know where the toe of the slope is, we know the slopes, all that stuff. So that's kind of why we did it. Wyatt's over there. He's doing really good. He's homeschooled this year, and we decided to do that again. And yeah, he finished up school and heading over and helping us out. So it's been huge help. So we're gonna throw some topsoil. We're gonna throw some topsoil down over on these banks right here, and then hopefully we'll get everything tracked in. My goal today's Friday. I don't know if I'm working yet tomorrow or not, but my goal today is get the bottom of the pond smoothed out, get the banks tracked in, and then I need to get some swales, so if we do get a big rain event, all the water doesn't end up down there on the road. That's instead it gets diverted into the pond where it's supposed to go. But honestly, I'm not ready for it to go into the pond yet because I still got to get the skimmer and some stuff like that set in. And if it did go in the pond right now, it would just make a huge mud hole towards the road. So yeah, that wouldn't be the greatest thing ever, but we'll get it figured out here. So we're just trying to get as much done as we can today. As soon as we get this red dirt out of here, I'm going to keep dressing up everything, and then Wyatt and Tom are going to start hauling topsoil for me. And yeah, so that's kind of where we're at.
Guys, Wyatt Cam. We're in the 210. So I'm your host. Enjoy. That's good.
right, guys, we are definitely making progress. So just finished up tracking in everything. I put all that topsoil, we got all the topsoil spread on the hill, got it all tracked in, looks real pretty. I do need to touch up some spots down on the bottom of the pond with skid steer bucket real quick, and I need to track in this slope out here. We aren't going to be here next week, so I'm trying to push and get as much of this done as I can in case we get some rain. I hope it's going to be somewhat okay, but I need to track this in through here, this slope, probably to about right there, so that shouldn't take too long. And then if I have time tomorrow, I might do some over there, do some work over here. But I'm going to create kind of a little coffer dam right there to help slow any water down, because right now the water, everything off the property is coming down through here. So I need to create like a little coffer dam to slow it down so we don't end up with a huge mess down here. And then I need to continue that berm that I was doing right through here, make sure nothing washes down into the pond. So it's just kind of preventative maintenance is what I'm doing. Hopefully what I'm doing, that if we get a big heavy rain event, we're just not out here redoing a bunch of this stuff. All right, guys, well, I'm about wrapped up here. So I did this like diverter. Look how that's gross, that's dirt. So kind of pitched it back that way and then rounded it off up here. So hopefully if we get a heavy rain event, that water just kind of sits in there. We're just not quite ready for water in the pond. If we get, you know, surface water, but I don't want like all of this to rush down in there. We still have to do baffles and stabilize and riprap inlets and all kinds of stuff. Jody brought me over some dinner. Thanks, Jody.
You're welcome. I made my specialty pizza.
Your specialty pizza.
Specialty pizza.
How we doing, Levi? But we got a busy weekend with volleyball and soccer and all kinds of stuff, so I'm wrapping it up now. But football, nah, no football. Our kids aren't big enough for that.
No.
But all right, thanks for watching. Have a good one, y'all.